Okay, ma'am, put your phone down. I'm gonna detain you for investigation for fraud. Turn around, put your hands on your back. Just take out the doctor. This is just a detention. If it changes, I'll let you know. Give me your hand. Somebody waiting for you outside, or did you come in? Okay. 253, one detained. Where's your phone?
In my chest.
Different check.
Well, it's from the same person. It's literally a big check. So cashing a big check in one walk. I don't have an account, which is pretty difficult to do anyways when you're trying to catch something so large. I'm trying to get something now so I can do this now because Kissimmee has me on their file for now to get the RV. So I'm trying to do everything before the storm comes as fast as possible.
On August 17th, 2023, officers in the Orlando, Florida area responded to a reported check fraud scheme at a Regions Bank branch, where a routine parking lot contact became a wide-ranging financial fraud interview. The contact begins as an investigatory stop. Under Florida Statute Section 901.151, the Stop and Frisk Law, an officer needs reasonable, articulable suspicion, not a hunch, and not the higher standard of probable cause. That reasonable suspicion standard traces back to Terry versus Ohio, decided in 1968. Florida courts recognize 3 tiers of contact: a consensual encounter, an investigatory stop, and an arrest supported by probable cause. The officer tells the subject, quote, "This is just a detention," unquote, then continues gathering information before formally reading her rights roughly a third of the way into the encounter, raising a real question about custody and timing.
Hi. Someone here? Yes, there's a lady right there in the back. Check. Yes. Okay, ma'am, put your phone down. I'm gonna detain you for investigation for fraud. Turn around, put your hands on your back. Just take out the doctor. This is just a detention. If it changes, I'll let you know. Give me your hand. Somebody waiting for you outside, or did you come in?
Actually, I'm waiting.
253, one detained. Where's your phone?
In my chest.
Where's she at? Walk with me. Can I use an office?
So we have either one of these ones here, the conference room or
Okay. And I need to talk to whoever she was working with also. Hold on. Can you come over here?
This is so loud.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, somebody need to, because you run my name, you're going to see it. I don't have any fucking records.
Okay. We can figure out what's going on.
So this right here just got me too.
I'm waiting for whoever she was working with to talk to me.
Okay.
Where's the check you were trying to cash?
They have it.
They have it? Okay. Where's your ID? Is it in your bag?
No, I have it.
What, in your pocket or your bra?
And my breast.
Okay, can I grab it? I have a glove on.
Well, it's still
You want to uncover it, you can uncover it.
I'm gonna have to get it anyways.
You want to uncover it and then,
Wanna what?
you said you want to uncover while we're investigating, or you think flight risk?
She was already trying to leave this scene.
Okay.
So.
I wasn't trying to leave, I just asked me if I could move the cigarette because I'm waiting for a Uber. So
At its bottom, we actually cashed another one for a larger amount at the Dr. Phillips location, probably a few minutes ago earlier today. The the owner of the account asked me to have her call the cops and have her arrested because they want to question her.
What's their name on it?
So this is a real company?
This is a real company.
But they say that this is not their check?
Correct.
Okay. All right, fair enough. We'll probably need to get some contact information if they like a phone call or
I
anything.
gave it to the dispatcher,
All right,
yes.
we may or may not get it back, but we'll get it from you as well.
Absolutely.
We'll work on this, all right? Thank you
Okay,
so much.
thank you so
Yes, ma'am.
much. Do you want to keep that?
Just for now, we will.
Okay,
all
no
right.
problem.
All right, so this is just something that I have to read whenever something happens and we're investigating. I'm sure you know what it is. Miranda rights?
Well, yeah.
Right. So, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish.
Miranda versus Arizona, decided in 1966, requires warnings before custodial interrogation, not before every conversation with police. If earlier questioning was already custodial in substance, those statements can later be challenged. The subject describes a room advertised on Facebook Marketplace. A prospective tenant using the name Rudolph and a deposit check tied to a company called Aircraft Demolition Incorporated, cashed at 2 separate Regions Bank locations in Orlando. A phone call captured on the recording has the business account holder stating that roughly $28,000 was passed from their account that single morning, and that the check does not match their real company checks. Florida Statute Section 817.034. The Florida Communications Fraud Act criminalizes organized fraud engaging in a scheme to defraud and obtaining property through it, with felony degree scaling by dollar amount. Under that statute, obtaining $50,000 or more through a scheme to defraud is a first-degree felony. Smaller amounts are charged as second- or third-degree felonies, depending on the total value proven. Florida Statute Section 831.02, uttering a forged instrument, is narrower, presenting a false or altered document as genuine, knowing it is false, with intent to defraud, which stands alone as a third-degree felony.
You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand? Okay. Can you tell me where you got that check from?
It was mailed to me because through the marketplace. So with me not putting my business actually out there, because I don't need a certificate for anything when it's coming to my property or what I'm doing with my food or how I choose to help people, you know. But marketplace, he sent me the check, and all of a sudden I'm getting this. I live over here in Orlando. My ID says so. So this is really some, because I don't even have a record. This is crazy.
You said
So-
marketplace, like Facebook Marketplace?
Yes.
Okay, why is he sending you a check?
Well, because of the deposit that he was putting down for the renting of the space that he wanted.
So you're a tenant or a landlord?
Yeah,
And they're trying
so-
to, okay, they're trying to
yeah.
rent your property.
Yeah, you know, trying to get some extra money. I'm trying to get an RV, trying to get out of here. And the best way to do it, if I can rent out property, if I can sell off plates, or if I can just help anyone, anything, any kind of way I can do it.
Okay. So they were saying that at the Dr. Phillips location of Regions, you also cashed a different check.
Well, it's from the same person. It's literally a big check. So cashing a big check in one walk. I don't have an account, which is pretty difficult to do anyways when you're trying to cash something so large.
Okay.
I'm trying to get something now so I can do this now because Kissimmee has me on their file for now to get the RV. So I'm trying to do everything before the storm comes as fast as possible.
Okay, so why didn't you cash both checks at one location? Why did you go all the way from Dr. Phillips to McCoy?
Well, I'll do it anyways because it's not showing that you're trying to overdo it, overbear with the taking the advantage of cashing so many checks because of so many people go in, cash so many checks, they do so many things, and things turn out wrong. So I didn't want any mishaps or anything to happen, but I didn't ever think that this would come across, that I get a final check and it's this.
So, if you didn't think it looked weird or you didn't think that you were doing anything wrong, why didn't you just go ahead and cache them in the same location and not really worry about that? If you're not doing anything wrong, it shouldn't be an issue.
Well,
It looks wrong now. You're going to two different locations.
well, now, yeah, I see, but I've been doing this for years. That's why I'm like, I go to 3 to however many I have to, depending on the size of the check. So, you know, it's like, sometimes I get more, no, I'm actually the person that does the lending for the homes, the food and stuff, so.
Where's Wellington, Florida at?
Wellington, Florida?
Wellington, Florida?
Yeah, that's good miles out. So.
Is it? And so you do the books for Aircraft Demolition Incorporated?
Say it was for off of Facebook, say the marketplace.
Uh-huh.
I was advertising space.
Uh-huh.
He needed area.
Uh-huh.
I had the area.
Uh-huh.
So when it was denied, this is what came back. So I'm.
What's the name of the person that you were renting to?
Say it's Rudolph.
I'm sorry?
Rudolph.
Rudolph? That last name, first name?
No, that's the first name.
What's his last name?
Say I didn't remember. So let's just go off the first name.
So when I call up Aircraft Demolition Incorporated, they're going to have a guy named Rudolph that works there? And he's going to know all about you? Okay. Where do you stay at?
Right here in Orlando, Florida.
You're still in Orlando, Florida? Okay. Can I ask you just a straight up honest question? I mean, it's up, and again, you're under Miranda, so you know that, but did somebody borrow you or rent or your ID or social security card, any of your information or anything? Did they meet you like at the staffing center and say, hey, I'll give you money for this, that, or whatever to use your social security card or your DL driver's license?
No, but my account have been hacked 6 times, so a lot of my info has gotten out and been tampered with. So I'm still trying to get that straightened out right now.
And how did you get here?
I caught an Uber.
Caught an Uber. Okay. All right. Okay, I'll be right back, Sergeant. I'll go out to my car. Yes, sir.
I'll be right back.
Where did $4,800 come into play?
He's holding it. More money to hold the space so nobody else gets it.
So did you
It's
give
the
them
bigger.
a lease?
It's a bigger area. No, we haven't even gotten into. He just hurry up and sent that, and it's like, okay, we can do everything else afterwards, because of he was going to come see it. Besides looking at it on photo or just live.
So I
Actual
haven't
vision.
seen it, but I'm going to give you 6 times
It's to
what
see
you're
it.
asking for it.
So see it on just camera view live versus seeing live with your eyes.
Right. I
That's something
understand.
totally different. So if you want
But when
to
you
make
rent
sure,
$750, I mean, even if you charge first, last, and deposit, that's only like $2,300. So he's just giving you an extra $25 for
to hold the space.
giggles.
Hold the space, make sure
I need
nobody
friends
else
like
is
that that just throw me an extra $2,500.
Hey,
You
if they
said this
willing to
happened
take the
on
space.
Marketplace? Basic Marketplace?
Yeah, because you can find a lot of stuff on
Oh yeah.
Facebook's marketplace.
You have him on Facebook then in your phone?
Say it's like one of those incognito faces, but they'll talk to you through it. Like I have one from for the RV that I was supposed to be getting off there, and nobody gets to see that person's face. But you can actually just talk to a person, or they'll call
Yeah, but
you
you're
back.
still talking to somebody, so you have a
Yeah, so it's
conversation
somebody
about
I'm
the
talking, yeah,
Okay.
that send that and now this, and I'm like, why?
Can you show us that? The conversation thread?
Well, I don't know if it's still there, but
Or when
It
it's
shouldn't
there?
go away.
well, depending on what they do, it's
It would still
Facebook.
be there on your phone. They can
Still
delete
on
it
your
on their
phone.
phone, but it'll still be on your phone.
So you have it listed now on Arch Street in Orlando for rent?
Yeah,
Because I'm not finding nothing in Orlando.
no, it's there.
What was the ad?
And it's on Marketplace?
Yes,
What's the address on Arch Street?
it's 8246 Arch Street. I'm looking for the 365. It's off Ferguson off Commercial Drive.
8246 Arch Street? Off of Ferguson.
It's off Ferguson.
Well, I hate to be a pain in your butt, but That's not accurate.
It's not.
Because off of Ferguson is the 4,000 block of West Colonial Drive, so if it's a street that runs east and west, it'd be 4,000. State Road 50, if you're talking like 50 in Ferguson, is about the 1,000 block north. So it'd be 7 miles north, which would put you in a pocket if it's an 8,000 address. Or if it's 8,000 to the west, you would be out here in Ocoee.
No, that's the address they put on. I mean, the address that's on the building.
I've lived here for 30 years. I know how the number system works.
Look, I've been here for 40. So,
Okay.
but I'm just saying the way the person that I'm even renting from is not even a.
So now you're
what?
renting from somebody else because you just told me you were renting this house.
No, I'm saying
That
the
it would
house
belong to
is
your
something
parents.
different.
Both statutes turn on the same contested element, knowledge. Simply handling a check that later proves fraudulent does not by itself satisfy either law. What the subject knew and when is the question a court would ultimately decide. The encounter turns when the officer challenges the subject's stated rental address using detailed, first-hand knowledge of the local street numbering grid off Ferguson Drive and West Colonial Drive, and her explanation shifts in response. Handcuffing follows shortly after. Incident to the escalating investigation. Under Graham v. Connor, 1989, the reasonableness of physical restraint is judged from the officer's position in the moment, not with hindsight. On a recorded call, the account holder calls the subject, quote, 100% fraud, unquote, and asks that she be arrested. That is one caller's characterization in the heat of an active loss, not a legal finding or a verdict. A second call confirms the subject's name as Melva Pope while checking whether another potential victim recognizes her. On scene, she is asked directly whether she has ever been arrested before, and she says no. Radio traffic references a second individual being interviewed or arrested by another agency in a separate location, as part of what may be a wider scheme. That detail is relayed, not confirmed on this recording, and remains unverified.
But I'm talking about what I'm renting now is somebody
I asked you about the one on Arch Street.
Yes, the
You
one on
said you were
Arch
renting it
Street.
for $750.
I'm renting out the
It's
room
a
for
3-bedroom,
It's under
2-bath.
my dad's name, Michael Pope, which he's
Okay.
passed away. This obituary is in my bag.
I thought you were someone
Do you need them looser? Do you need more space between your shoulders?
on the phone when you start.
I can put an extra set so you have more space between your arms.
My hands are going down.
Alright, stand up.
Oh my God, my baby's great, man. I need to get my grandkids out of school.
How do you spell arch?
Yeah, I see it. Just confirm it.
They said $28,000 was cashed this morning alone out of our business account. I'm freaking out. So, go ahead.
Okay, real quick, I gotta ask you a couple of questions that'll really kind of help us, because what we want to do is change it from in custody to arrestment. So, real quick like this, have y'all had any checks stolen, or all your checks accounted for?
I am not home right this second, but I have not had any checks stolen. No.
Okay.
No. And
What do your business checks look like? Are they like, what color are they, or what do they have?
okay, this is really the only thing that was different. We had green checks, and I just ordered from Intuit QuickBooks, and it came in the mail in a box on Monday, and they're light purple I ordered.
The ones we have are blue, okay? And
No.
they basically are real plain, and over in the left-hand side, it's got Aircraft Demolition Incorporated, Equine Lane, Wellington, Florida, and then it has Regents Bank, 650 North Congress Avenue, Delray Beach, Florida. Is that your bank, Regents Bank?
Okay, that's our bank, and that is our old address over 2 years ago.
Okay.
What is her, is she saying anything?
Yes, ma'am, she claims that y'all, and when I say y'all, I'm guessing your husband, who she called Rudolph, she basically was
No,
saying...
wrong name.
Yeah, I know. And so basically she was saying that y'all were trying to rent a house or property
from her, and that this was payment for the property, and that she was going to various banks because she thought it looked suspicious for her to cash such a large amount from one location.
Liar. She's a 100% fraud.
Yes, ma'am.
I want her arrested.
Okay. We're working on that part of it, all right? I tell you, let me ask you a couple more questions before I send you that to verify that, okay? So, like I said, so as far as you know, that's obviously an old address, and as far as the account or anything. So, but you don't know this lady. You never, as far as you know, you never wrote her a check, for any amount.
No. What's her name? No, but no.
Melva Pope, P-O-P-E.
Nope.
Okay.
Don't know her at all. Never wrote.
All right, and I know this is a silly question, but I have to ask you, okay? Are you willing to press charges and participate in prosecution?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, I just flat out asked her, I was like, hey, I didn't ask her if she did or not. I said, where'd you sign the check? She said, check counter. I was like, here? She said, yeah, lady gave me a pen to do so. I said, I mean, not just the signature, I mean the part with the name and everything on the check. She's like, yeah, I did it at the counter too.
Okay, well, I guess we got the forgery. Ms. Pope, have you ever been in trouble with the law before?
No,
No, not at all.
I understand. This is good.
You did, so never in 2015 or never in 2005, anything like that?
No.
No?
The only thing I had was tickets. That was
You never got arrested before?
no.
You never been arrested before?
It's crazy. It's
Because according to this paper that you have, I mean, I'm just kind of throwing it out there, so.
Oh no, I have not been arrested. Not here in Orlando, Florida.
Okay. Whereabouts were you arrested?
I was never arrested. I'm just saying. I've
Oh,
been
at all,
here.
okay.
Yeah, in Orlando, Florida.
Is this her?
That's her.
It is her?
It's just weird. Literally never been there.
Okay.
I don't know what this place look like.
Never been arrested in a pasta?
Have you ever lived, well,
See, this has to be the point where people use my identification. And this is around the time when I was hacked from 2005 on up.
okay. Okay, I just talked to the lady again.
You got a U-Haul truck? Or a U-Haul storage?
Oh please, oh please.
What's up?
There's a lot of old things.
She says it looks like his signature, but he absolutely positively did not write the signature. So we've definitely got that.
Yeah, she said she did.
Yeah. So anyway, so we got that verified on that one. Ma'am, if I can ask you a question, it's purely up to you whether or not you want to tell me or not. Is we know that this has already been done. It's already been done this morning. It's being done currently. There's somebody that's in another location that's being arrested as we speak by another agency. If you want to tell me, is this something like this where somebody contacted you and said, hey, this is what we'd like you to do, and you're kind of like the lower part of it?
One further layer applies even though the subject here is a United States citizen. For a non-citizen, this same check fraud charge could carry immigration consequences separate from any criminal penalty, even from an arrest alone. The right to remain silent and the right to a lawyer belong to every person in the United States, regardless of citizenship status. Never provide a false name or false documents, which can be an independent crime with immigration consequences. Under the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations, a foreign national who is arrested or detained has a treaty right to have their consulate notified, though United States courts remain divided on how that right can be enforced. This is general information, not legal advice. Immigration consequences of any criminal charge are complex and change often. Only a licensed immigration attorney can advise on an individual, non-citizen's specific situation. On the decisions themselves, continuing to answer questions after the Miranda warning builds a detailed, independently testable account on the record, regardless of what the underlying truth of the transaction turns out to be. Shifting an explanation when confronted with a specific, checkable fact, rather than pausing, is exactly the kind of pattern that moves an encounter from reasonable suspicion toward the probable cause required for an arrest.
You know, is that what happened, kind of like what I said before, or is it something different?
No, it's the contact through, they said it's from the marketplace, so through Facebook line.
No, not this aircraft company. I'm talking about this, what we've got going on here, the fact that this is...
Yeah, the people.
Yeah.
People, yeah.
Okay.
That's how, because of, like I said, okay, my phone has been off as we speak. I got someone that actually turned my phone on for me, so I can have an actual line. I can use my phone. The Facebook.
Waiting for you to see if we showed up and then they leave without you?
No.
No, they kind of dropped you off then?
No, I used to Uber.
Oh, so you really need to use an Uber?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. So you really don't have any idea who the person that gave you the check was, the blank check, right?
So I'm like, it's mystery man now, because if it ain't people that I was told, then lies all over again.
Yeah.
So here I am.
Yeah. And this is how this works. I mean, that's what I was saying before, this is how this works. And it's pretty ingenious on their part, you know? Because that way you're the one holding the bag like this and they're the ones that, you know, you took the risk of this and that. Okay. What else you need from me?
Just the last 2 minutes of that conversation.
Okay. All right, come on over. Okay. Luckily, Brooks Chamberlain, mine wasn't. I forgot to turn my back on. So, you can leave it on, it's fine. But what she basically said was, she through Facebook Marketplace, the people threw it out there that this is what we're doing, you know, to be part of it, kind of thing. I asked her, is she getting a percentage of the check? Was she getting a flat fee per incident? And whatever. She goes, they didn't really go over that. They just said that they were going to pay her for, you know, reimburse her somehow that she's supposed to get a part of it. They also said they reactivated her phone for her so that they could, you know, so that she could be in communication through Facebook or whatever the deal is like that. So she's pretty much admitted to being, and I said, so, you know, were they, so she pretty much, after having said, okay, you're taking the risk and, you know, for the reward. It's hard for me to think when I'm, but so I'm getting on, so that's where it's coming from.
So she admitted to
Pretty much, yeah. She made admissions. I wouldn't call, I don't know if you call it a confession, but it's definitely an admission, you know. So she's saying that basically, yeah, it's a scheme, you know. And she knew that they provided her with a check. She did the check like this, you know, and passed it or whatever. And I guess when they got the money, then they were supposed to be paying her at a later date. She hasn't got there wasn't any specific arrangement as far as how much money they were going to pay her, whether it was a percentage or a flat fee. You know, she didn't say necessarily when they were going to give her the money or whatever. I guess they were supposed to go out and do their thing, and then I guess they would meet back up and figure it out then, I guess. So she seems fairly cooperative at this point. So if you want to ask her any details, if you want to, you know, when and where that we're supposed to meet up and all that kind of stuff, that's up to you. So what do we got? So it looks like we got 4.
I'm thinking this. Oh, I got my money from her. I just started playing songs and said I'm trying to get out of here. This the whole point of getting out of here. This. Now look at me. How y'all tell me, did y'all just any of this for anybody else? Just in general, you know, you for the police for somebody else. Especially, I don't know. It's
Can I go but first? Walk I just want to slide. You can sit on this if you want. That one.
On the officer's side, challenging the address using concrete, verifiable local knowledge, rather than a generalized feeling, is the kind of specific basis for suspicion that Florida Statute 901.151 requires. No charging document, court docket, plea, or verdict was located for this incident at the time of this analysis. Case status remains unknown, and nothing here should be read as a finding of guilt or innocence. Lesson 1. A Miranda warning is a real off-ramp, not a formality. Using the right to remain silent costs nothing, and it stops the creation of new statements a court can later test against bank and business records. Lesson 2. Every added detail volunteered under stress becomes a separate, checkable fact. An address, a name, or a dollar figure that does not hold up can do independent legal damage. apart from the original transaction itself. Lesson 3. Consistency protects a person far more than the volume of an explanation ever will. When a story must shift to survive a new fact, that shift itself becomes evidence, whatever the truth underneath it turns out to be. That is the full legal and factual picture behind this Orlando Bodycam stop, from the Fourth Amendment detention through 2 Florida fraud statutes to an unresolved case file. Subscribe for the next breakdown. And stay safe out there.